Speaking to Sam Rose now, who's the Director of Planning with UNRWA, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees. He joins us live from Amman, the Jordanian capital. A warm welcome to Al Jazeera. So firstly, let me start by asking you how confident you are that all of this will succeed, halting polio in its tracks in Gaza.
Absolutely. I mean, we have to wait and see how it goes. Right now, what we can say is that the first part of the campaign in the middle area of Gaza, which started today about 8 o'clock in the morning, it has gone well. I'm not in Amman. I'm actually in Gaza, in Zaweida, and have visited a number of our health clinics, a number of our shelters this morning, where, as your correspondent said, long lines of parents queuing up dutifully, quietly, patiently, waiting for these for these vaccines. We don't have the full tally yet for today, but clearly I could see with my own eyes several thousand children and infants being vaccinated. So as I say, we'll take stock at the end of every day. We readjust during the day based on demand and based on supply, but we have to make this work to avoid adding another layer of misery onto the nightmare that children and the people of Gaza have been going through for the past 10, 11 months.
Yeah, apologies. Correction on your location. You are at Al Zaweida in Gaza. You, of course, have a front row seat on many of what we're seeing happening in Gaza at the moment. And, of course, this vaccine rollout relies upon security cooperation on the ground, doesn't it? What we just heard from our correspondent in Deir al-Balah is that although there are these vaccination centres, or locations at least, people are not guaranteed security and safety, essentially, in getting to them.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, the bombs, at least where I am, they did fall silent at 6 o'clock this morning. We could still hear distant fire in the north and the south and the eastern areas, but absolutely, there's a relatively small area of the middle part of Gaza that's been demarcated and declared a safe zone between 6 and 2 p.m. So for the people living outside of that area, life or death goes on as normal, and that includes some of the people coming to the vaccine centres inside the safe zone, but also the health workers who may be based out there as well. Now, we will start tomorrow the campaign in that area outside the safe zone in the middle part of the Gaza Strip. So it remains to be seen how that goes. But for now, it would appear that based on today, those pauses have held as was agreed for that 8-hour period, which, I mean, we don't have much to be thankful for here right now, but that is at least something we can say.
And of course, although this is an important, vital step, particularly for children there in Gaza, it doesn't reverse, for instance, the huge amount of damage that's been created as a result of this conflict, damage to water purification works, to sanitary systems. I mean, without a long-term solution there, disease could spread again, surely.
Totally. I mean, the outbreak and the re-emergence of polio is a direct result of the conflicts, the bombardments the health system has sustained, the damage to infrastructure, the mass displacement, the fact that people are living in the most inhuman conditions amongst rubble, garbage, sewage, etc. And yeah, they go back to that tonight. The children who got their vaccines today, they're going back to their tents, they're going back to their squalid shelters. And oddly today, there was a storm, there was rainfall, there was a downpour. Many people frustrated on the streets, in the camps, because their tents have been washed away. And this dissonance that we're protecting them with the vaccines, but sending them right back into the circumstances which they came from. So without a lasting ceasefire, without a release of hostages, indeed, there will just be more of this to come. And it is a complete tragedy.